Welcome back to another episode of Torque. So you guys probably have seen my previous video with my hood incident. Well, winter's almost upon us, so I'll be working on that. I'll just show you guys some highlights, but I am going to work on a bug on that car that's really bothered me, and that's a heavy clutch. So we're going to try and engineer a fix for that. Let's head out to the barn and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I did order a new hood, and this is just kind of a funny story. So we got the hood and took off 3 corners of the foam, took off the 4th corner, and what happened? It's bent, and it's bent bad. So I called up Summit. I can't complain about them. They said that's fine, we'll send you a new hood, which is what I received, another hood. And it looked pretty good till I got to the corner. And it's bent worse than the first one. So now I've got the 3rd one being sent out. Doesn't really bother me at this point because I've got so much other work. So I should receive it in less than a week, and we'll see how that turns out. So let's go to the clutch and take a look at this. All right, let's get started on this clutch and see if we can't figure this out. So the clutch, hydraulic clutch, the master cylinder, on the A bodies, the way and this is the depict that your clutch pedal. It's approximately 12 inches long. The connection to the hydraulic master clutch is approximately 4 inches away from the fulcrum. So you're talking a 3-to-1 ratio. I bought my kit from Bowler Transmission. I really liked them, but their kit really doesn't give you the ratio that you need. I called them and told them about it. They said that I probably need to go a different kit. I want to try and make this kit work. I paid a lot of money for it. So you definitely need to go to a 6-to-1. So what a lot of the other kits have, they'll have a new clutch pedal, and they'll have it at 2 inches from the top, 12 inches total, so you're at a 6-to-1, which is the ratio you need. Right now my clutch is extremely heavy. So let's go ahead and go to the next page. All right, I'm gonna try to explain this, but I'm terrible at explaining. Hopefully that you can follow along. So here's my pedal, my clutch pedal. There's the original pickup point for Bowler Transmission, utilizing their same stud. What I'm gonna try and do is actually make a link here. This link is gonna give me a mechanical advantage. I will have to make a mounting point, which will probably have to be a little bit longer, seeing how it's got to come down at an angle. But I'm going to curve this bar. If I take this mounting point and make another rod that goes to this is 2 inches, that's 3 inches. It's a 2-to-3 ratio. It should drop by 33% the poundage on the pedal. If I make it 4 inches tall, that's 2 inches, that's 4 inches, that's a 2-to-1 ratio. It's going to drop it by 50%. So we have to do some engineering. I know it's going to be hit and miss to see if I can make this work, but let's try. All right, let me show you guys my finished product. I still have to paint this and bolt it all together, but this is what I came up with. It took me about a week to do this. So you can see my drawing. Here is the mount that goes on the firewall, which is this. You had to put it on at an angle. It's just because of the contour of the firewall itself. I did make a back plate in order to stiffen it up and distribute some of the poundage. So I did have to add a piece going up because when I was pushing on the clutch, this piece wanted to rock up. This actually goes to the steering wheel column. It's the frame that holds the brake pedal. It's the complete frame, bolts on. Now it's just rock solid. Here is the pickup point for the clutch itself. I retained the original pickup point the Bowler had in their kit with that little stud. Goes right on there. And then the pressure for the pedal. The pressure on the pedal has reduced by about 44%. And I took a measurement. So the measurement from here to here is 2.5 inches. This is 3 3/16. I will pick up 44%. I've already bolted this on, and what a difference. I actually can sit in there and hardly have to press with the foot. I can press with one arm and it's not a problem at all. So I will tell you, so as the rod on the actuator on the master has to move like 1.14, I believe. So since this has to move 1.14 where this bolts onto, that means that you have to press the pedal a longer distance to get that 1.14. That's the only difference. So I've got it so when you press on it, the pedal will actually hit this, which is my stop. I'll put some rubber on there so it's not on a metal-to-metal surface. So now I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to paint this, install it, and then I'll show you guys the finished product, and I'll show you how easy it is to press on that pedal. All right, so we've got the clutch linkage put in place, and I'll show you guys how it looks and how it works. So you can see this is the bar that I showed you that is the pivot point. I had to add this extra frame on the side which goes up to the steering wheel frame itself, and it gives a really good pivot point. It's really solid. It's not going to move. So here's my bar, which is giving me the leverage that I need and giving me dropping that poundage so much. You can see that this is about almost halfway. It's about 44% of the way down, not quite 50. So it should be about 44% less poundage. I can push on this a lot easier. And if I put my foot on it, it's so much easier. I did use 3/16 stock for this. It worked out pretty well. You can see I did have a few other adjustment holes. If I thought it was going to be too light, I can adjust this up or take this point and bring it down, and that will give me more poundage, but I really like the feel of it right now. So it did take me a little bit of engineering. Granted, I'm not an engineer, but it worked out pretty well. Clearances are really tight, but it works really well. So I'm really happy with it. I hope this helped you guys out. I hope that it helps out with your projects yourself, and try and bring down that poundage on your clutch. All right, so we got that clutch completed. I got to scratch it off my list. I'll just show you a quick update on the car itself, on the damage. I've got the fenders all repaired. They've been spot painted. I pulled them off, spot painted, cleared over the whole fender, and then had to redo the whole cow area. What a pain in the butt that was. So I wrapped it around the top edge, and the paint was so light here, you could see a little bit of a color difference. So I actually took some vinyl striping that matches the stripes on the fenders themselves, and it kind of breaks it up. It looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So now we have to move on to the hood. We have to fit both of these hoods, see which one actually will work out. This one was damaged, and I've been trying to correct that damage. Actually, I think this is a better hood. It's from Resto Parts, but we'll see. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something about, that you can play with the clutch and engineer something to help you with that ratio, especially since so many kits aren't giving you that 6-to-1 ratio. Anything you can do to bring down that poundage. And I hope to see you on another episode of Torqued.